What's a good word, good people out there in YouTube land? It is the bad motherfucking wolf. Good to see you guys as always, and thank you guys for the support. I have no doubt within the next 2 years we will probably be hitting 100,000 subscribers. We have skyrocketed. The numbers keep climbing every day at an exponential rate. So thank you for all those people who have hit that bell, like, and subscribe icon. Thank you for those people who have joined the Bad Wolf Media show. Okay, my secondary YouTube channel. It's a backup. It'll also be one where I will be talking a little bit more freely, but not too freely because YouTube has a sense of humor. Which also, by the way, kind of funny because I've seen them using the S word underneath some of my videos, as some of you guys have pointed out. That doesn't bother me. It's not going to ruin my day. It's not the first time I've been called out of my name or whatever else. And upon contacting YouTube, they inform me that, oh, they rent those spaces to people. So that must mean, even though it says Wikipedia on there, and I'm pretty sure Wikipedia doesn't know me, that means that there's an active agency out there or person or group of people who don't like me and my information. But I already know that. So the problem is, though, they can not like me all they want. I'm still gonna be like Robin Hood. I'm gonna rob from the rich and give to the poor. Because here's the thing: we have this document. So as much as you guys don't like me, I know you guys then don't like this document. And if you don't like this document, well, then you're not American, and you should probably go back to your country or corporation or whatever rock you crawled out from underneath. Because all I'm talking about is this right here. And if you don't like American rights, then why even be in America? Do it. Oh, but you want to be here and do business, but you don't like us. I don't get it. I'm confused. So apparently people are renting, or that group or person, whoever has been renting space to literally put Wikipedia's sovereign S or C on underneath my videos. Well, guess what? All you're doing is still yet drawing attention to the truth. See where it says here, we the people? See, I'm not making anything up. I'm not coming out of the air. I'm actually literally showing the good people out there their rights, their freedoms, and their liberties. And that affects you. And you're going to do your best to throw a little smear campaign underneath my videos. Well, guess what? Bad publicity is still great publicity. Same thing I tell all the haters out there and their other YouTube channels who want to talk about me in a negative way. You think that you're not drumming up. So the best thing you guys could do here, let me give you some player points. Okay, pro tip: don't use my name. If you want to draw people away from me, do your own thing and don't mention me. And but you guys are giving me even more attention. So as you try to stifle this fire, you're fanning the flames. So I guess in a weird way, I should say, keep doing what you're doing because you guys are making my numbers go up. See, I don't advertise this channel. I don't advertise any of this. I'm not looking to be the grand poobah, even though I've been doing this for 40 years and in the public side for, I don't know, over 12 years, 15 years now. I didn't even start to get my channel didn't even start to get big until people started coming after me for sharing the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, Supreme Court, federal law, and then using state law and consumer law and just learning it. So that's what I find funny. And that's why we keep winning in court. That's why they keep dismissing cases that aren't appropriate or aren't perfected. So it is what it is. So thank you to all the people, even the haters out there who want to use their platform to talk about me because then it drums up interest. Because then they go, let me see who this guy is. Oh. And then they find out the truth and they find out more things and they find out how to use these things the correct way and to better their lives. And I give away like 90% of my stuff for free because it's already free and in these books. And I don't charge exuberant amounts for my time and my packages and all the other stuff. Everybody's always told me my stuff is more than fair. I think I've had one person go, "Man, your rates are high." Yeah, compared to zero, which you could do for yourself. I'm just saying. So, but thank you sincerely to all the people out there who have supported blacksite32.com. Please also, if you go there in general, we also have well, I'll get to that part. Join the newsletter on there so that we will have a large database where I can hit all of you guys up and do emailings, private emailings to all you guys out there on any specific forms or new things or things that maybe even things we're not going to put necessarily on the YouTube channel. So join up for that if you have not done that. Also, keep in mind that when you do talk to the website, that is an AI. Okay, it's not me. Some people are like, well, I contacted you and you didn't get back to me because you're talking to an AI. That's not me. I don't sit at my computer waiting to answer your emails on the website. Welcome to the, you know, world of the new. My emails and only the emails that are on my YouTube channel and Blackside32 are the only official emails. So don't believe that it is me messaging you in any group, including my own, directly, like out of the blue. Hey, thanks for joining. It's not me. I don't have time for all of that. My TikTok people too. Thank you guys. If I do see your email, I will respond if you respond or contact me directly if I see it and if I have time, but I'm not obligated. And I'll be honest, I get hundreds of emails, guys, hundreds, hundreds, and on all the platforms, thousands a day. I can't get it all in, guys. That's why I make the video so that I can teach you guys how to do this for yourselves. But if you need something custom, then yeah, Blackside32 is going to be the way to go. Um, so and be careful of the specific spelling of the emails, people, and the groups, people pretend to be me out there. Oh, this is, so if you want to know if it's my real Facebook, YouTube, email, whatever else, go to blacksite32.com. BLACKSITE 32.com. With that being said, if you guys do need help with like paying the rent and certain other programs, getting food programs, whatever it is, go to Blacksite32, check out the resource page. If you guys want to learn about, Ron Gibson and the land patent, or state national help, it's all on Blacksite32 underneath resource page. Check out all the pages, look at all the various things that we give away for free on there to help you guys every day. Now, that's one thing that I will say that differs between me and a lot of other people out there, the so-called gurus and shamans who want to, do a little too much, talk a little too much trash, and charge way too much for some of their stuff. Is that look at them? Are they giving away anything that's already free to you? Are they showing you programs on how to live a better life every day? That's what we focus on here. And if that's not your thing, then well, then me and my channel and how I present this information isn't for you. And that's fine. There's plenty of people out there who will take your money and disrespect you, call you out your name, belittle you, talk all encrypted and stuff. And to get you have to do all this to do this, and then and pay me a quadrillion dollars. To each their own. If that's all, But I also tell people here, and this is God's work here. What is the true price for education? I pay a lot of prices to get where I'm at. Okay. Still, in many ways, are paying some. I've been ripped off. I've been scammed. That's why one of the reasons why I make sure that I try and make sure my prices are fair so that nobody feels ripped off or scammed. Could I charge a whole lot more money for what I'm teaching? Yeah. Could I literally take one or two of the programs I show in my videos and do that exclusively part-time or full-time, whatever, and in the private and make a whole lot more money than I'm doing here? Yes. But my days are filled with learning and then doing consultations that even to talk to some lawyers starts at like $1,500 to $2,500. Whereas I will give you educational consultations for 150 to $500, 550, depending on if it's a court case or we're just something regular. So all I'm trying to say is, guys, is be careful out there. Be wary of programs where they're offering you the moon with no proof. They can't validate the information by having you contact the IRS or one of the Treasury or whatever else. And anywhere where you're trying to either spend too much money or get too much money back from them. Okay. That those are going to be problems. And for the love of God, do not use any of these people's logos, routing numbers, anything that's theirs that you don't not create your own. Be I'm not going to say be wary. Don't use it. Don't do it. Okay. Or if you're going to, call them and ask them if you have permission. If not, it's not worth it, because there are some people out there who pretend to be gurus and shamans that are working for the state. Whatever state you want to call that to be, they are the ones out there who are pretending to be one of us, and they're not. And they're giving out misinformation, trying to muddy the waters because they don't want you to reclaim your rights and freedoms and liberties. Why? Because the nature of the beast, whether you want to call it the DC beast or the state ofs, they're for profit. Basically, long story short, it's like if I'm teaching you guys how to cook ribs and food for yourself and hunt, well, then they look at it as, well, then you're not gonna need, burgers from their fast food places. They want you guys on a totally dependent service upon them. They don't want you to have your houses. Why do you think that these houses are being bought up unseen by these corporations? Because eventually they want a state where you can't even own a home. You don't have equity. They will have the homes and they will have the equity to pull out if they want. And you'll have to rent houses and everything from them, which means you won't have a retirement, or you won't have money out to be able to pull out your house for retirement. You won't have that nest egg. You won't be able to have and do anything with your own lawn. So we're like, well, it'd be great just to rent because then I don't have to do the lawn. I want to do anything. And that's great for some people. Some people aren't built for that. But that's also how they erode the foundation of being an American and a national in our country. God bless America as a patriot, just saying. So just be wise to all the games, the toxicities that they're putting into things that we consume all across the board. If it's something that can affect your body, whether you see it, hear it, taste it, touch it, hump it, whatever it is, they're tainting all of those things so that you have to go to them to get a cure, to get a something that help you live longer, something to, and this is not medical advice or anything like that. Consult your physicians and whatever for anything you need, but you have to go to them to get education. You have to go to them to help you with your cases. You have to go to them to do everything. They don't want you to do anything on your own, not even think. Everything that you are consuming, that you allow to be with you, near you, or in you, is a danger to your existence and the way of life as being a free, living, separate and distinct from a legal person. They're using your legal person to gain access to your living, human, natural being of an entity that you are. Okay. I know it was a little longer than normal for an intro. Just wanted to kind of switch it up and give you guys some thoughts. This is one of the things, these are some of the things I'm going to be dropping on the Badwolf Media channel, which is my YouTube secondary channel. So join me over there. I think we only have like 3,000 subscribers over there. I know I don't have a whole lot of videos yet, but that's going to be the forum. I'm going to have other people, a lot more individuals, different perspectives on there. We're going to talk about everything over there. All right. Without further ado, let's get into it. So if you read the title of this particular video, this video is going to be about and you can call it whatever you want to call it. And I did make a video basically on this before, but basically your master living birth document. You can call it the Bible, you can call it the private, the religious document, you can call it your live life certificate or birth record, whatever you want to call it, that's up to you. But what is it? See, you have the right to create a private document, and in many cases, municipalities, etc., you can actually utilize this particular document for access to the public if you decide, or you can always keep it private. But like I was talking with one of my clients last week, a very impressive woman. She had, I mean, she watched the channel. She was already on some things on her own. It was a beautiful conversation and interaction because she was already like, yeah, we have a family Bible. We're creating a family book, okay, where they have all of their private names in there, all the private dates, their family lineage, and whatever else. And I was like, that is exactly you. I said, you are the person who I do this for. All right. So, but what is a master document? So we've already talked about, and if you didn't know, if this is your first time here, make sure you hit that bell, like, subscribe. If you guys see anybody using any of my images, likenesses, video clips of me in any kind of negative or inappropriate way, use the button over there to report that particular video or channel or whatever else for bullying, slandering, defamation of character, etc. Thank you in advance for that. If they're going to wage, a war on me, for no reason other than to try to clap at me so they can get me to clap back like 12. Then I ask that of you guys is to, as my eyes and ears out there, because I don't see all the things out there. Matter of fact, I don't entertain any negative things whatsoever in my life. I don't. Why? Why bother? It's not worth it. If you're not for me, then you're against me, so ta-ta. So, but what is this document? This document should be a all mastering, encompassing document about you, whether you use it in the public or not, which I would say, unless you have to, don't. But let's understand the power of a private document. They can naysay, they can downplay the power of you and your private documents and trying to be a private citizen. And this is actually what one of the police officers I know, and there's many out there who have come on board to support me. So thank you guys for that. It's amazing. And I don't share their information, nor will I share their names or whatever else. That's the beauty of the private. But they were saying, well, you're a private citizen. They're like, yeah. Like, okay. And these for the particular intelligent and good police officers, they didn't even say, oh, are you one of them? No, they understood exactly what it was. So it's the immature, lowbrow law enforcement officers who don't know what's going on, who are, and it's funny because, like, they sit here and they want to keep the blue line or protect the blue line of secrecy, keep your brother, your fellow cops' secrets, but yet they don't know this secret is that they, in fact, too, are nationals. They, in fact, too, born in the whatever state you are, like Florida is a Floridian, New York's a New Yorker. That means you, my dear officer of the law, are also a national, and they're keeping it from you. Yes, your boss and the rest of them. Also, probably because they want to tie a stigma onto it. See, we can all work together. And it doesn't mean that a police officer can't stop or arrest a national if they're breaking the actual law. But what they're teaching you guys is state law and code, which is not superior to the Constitution and the federal government. So anyway, I digress. So your master document is all about you. And we know now that though the hospital also tries to downplay it, all of them want your pride. They want you in control over you, and they want your private information. So it's funny, in one breath, they're saying, oh, no, none of that stuff is real. And you guys, there's no such thing. You can't just do that. But then when they want control over you, they need something like an ID, but you applied for that ID. You applied for that driver's license. You got your birth certificate, which gives them jurisdiction over you in the court by your mother giving birth to you, filling out the certificate of live birth, and then that going to the state, and then that's how they got control over you as a natural person because they created a legal person who you then wore as a mask that gives them control over you. But none of this is real. The private's not, you can't just, now this doesn't mean that you or anybody is above the law, okay? But never forget this, the creation cannot be more powerful than the creator. And who created this man-made system? A man who was in the private, who got together with other men and took private concepts and made a unanimous public agreement, and then created corporations. And then those corporations were then used to control legal persons. That boy is cold right there. So, okay. So we know at the hospital, they downplay what they call the heirloom document. And that heirloom document, they won't let you put on your bill for the hospital. You have to pay cash for it. And then they only keep it for about 10 years and then it mysteriously gets destroyed. Interesting how, the master land patent and title for your house was destroyed, how the master certificate of origin for your vehicle you never laid hands on or eyes on was given to the state and was destroyed, and they gave you their version of it. So it's almost like they don't want you to have it, but they want to have it, and then they destroy them. These natural documents that are so invaluable to the elite. Hmm. Hmm. Because see, in order to make something official, it didn't start off as official, right? I mean, name one thing that really started off as official right out of the gate. Everything came from the private, right? Go ahead, I'll wait. Yeah, exactly. Everything came from the private, so there's power in the private. And until you register or record something, that asset, that idea, that property, that whatever, your child was in the private. Because you weren't born inside of a corporation as a product of theirs, unless you believe some of the things they say in the background where they're cloning. Well, we'll leave that alone. We'll leave that alone. Um, because then you would be property. So the master birth record or live life claim, claim of life document, whatever you want to call it, how would I construct it? All right. Now I have mine that I have for sale in my versions, and I think I've got some for free, but you can also create your own. I know some people have created a master template for people to buy. I do not have that at this point in time. Um, may or may not in the future, but if I get a lot of people asking me to create the template, then maybe I will. Um, but for the most part, this is what I would put in mind if I was going to create my own. I don't have a need for it. Once again, guys, all the stuff that I show you guys on these videos is for the purpose of, well, obviously education and entertainment. Um, you do not have to do all of these things to be private. It's just if you hear something and it resonates with you, you do it. You do not have to do the only one thing you have to do to embrace your state citizen, private citizen, national of the United States, non-resident, um, individual, private, personal standing. So we're living person stands, a status is for a entity, non-living entity, is to know what's going on. See, we're not trying to take down the system. All we're trying to do is get our fair share and stop being attacked and bullied and bent over and told to grab our ankles. No kiss on the back of the neck, no reach around, no bus transfer, no call the next day, no wink at the party, you know, not even an ass grab at the, workplace, just nothing. Not even a thank you, but come again. So it's just we're trying to learn how to do commerce. So in creating your document, you want to have your private name. Okay. You can make up one. You can make it a modification of your existing name, which is now considered a legal name. When your parents gave you the name, just say mine, James C. Lovett, that was, and using the initial, or more so, spelling out the full middle name, a three-part name is for a living person. The first and last and sometimes utilize the first, middle initial, then the last, and then absolutely last if there's a conflict of names, first, middle, and last. But that is a legal name. Then what they do, according to the Palms manual, okay, Social Security Administration Palms manual, you can look up transmutation, enumeration. They're telling you right there in that code that they're taking your given name, your three full name parts, and they're converting it, translating it into a legal name, into a legal person. I showed that when I did the FOIA request on my own original SS4 document, or SS5, excuse me, that they're combining, they're merging the living with the dead, the legal name with the given name, which then by lowest common denominator turns into the legal name. That's why very few documents you'll see out there have a given name on there. Some still do, but very few, because they're all doing legal business. And that's really legally and lawfully, they should have a spot for what is your legal name and what is your given name. So what would be your given name? Well, for me, for instance, it would be like, say, James, we'll say Cashmere. Okay. So James Cashmere. Okay. That would be my name. And then of the house of Lovett. Okay. Or the Lovett Nation, tribe of Lovett, house of Lovett, empire of Lovett, Lovett Empire. Why? Because what is called the last name is actually a grouping of all of the people with the same last name. It was your tribe, it's your village. All right. Your family lineage. So it's your nation. That doesn't mean you necessarily lead all of them, but you lead yourself in your immediate one. But this is who you're affiliated with. You're part of all the Lovetts or the Wilsons or the McCoys or the Johnsons and whatever else. So I would start off by figuring out what you want to name that document, name it. Then I would put on there and then James Cashmere of the Lovett Nation. Why? Because once again, we are Native Americans. If you're born here, you're not a black, you're not a brown. Those are legal constructs. If you look at the passport application, have you noticed they don't ask you what color you are? You know why? Because color only matters in the legal level, on the corporate level. America doesn't care about your color. That's why there is no question, what color are you, what race are they? Don't care, because in America we don't care about that. We just care if you're an American and you're a native to this land, so you're a Native American. And Foreign Affairs Manual, section 505.209 is the code for a national, a state citizen. You know why they haven't told me that I'm wrong? Is because it's in their documents. It's right there, literally, Foreign Affairs Manual, section 505.2. So I would have also in there codes on your birth master live document, whatever you want to call it, such as 8 U.S.C. 1101.22b, 8 U.S.C. 1401a, or whichever one of those, correspond for you. I would have in there, Foreign Affairs Manual, section 505.209 code, as recognized by the Department of State. If it's not a real thing, then why is it in the Department of State, the highest law in the land's online Foreign Affairs Manual, and they have a code for it? If it's not a real thing, why is it there? I'm sorry. Then I would also have the GPO, Government Publishing Office, who's also the highest law in their land of what they do. And I would have in their GPO Styles Manual, and I would quote section 5.23, the natives of the several states under the term nationalities: Floridian, New Yorker, Californian, Wisconsinite, Illinoisan, Alaskan, because that means that is where the nationalities come from. So if Wisconsinite or Floridian is a nationality, then that makes me a national because nationalities is plural for the word national, meaning multiple nationals. So nationalities. So I'm a national, which is where those codes, all of those codes come in to being as lawfully correct for us to use because we are the natives of the several states. In there, it doesn't say the Ojibwa and the whatever else. That's a different thing. They are considered indigenous natives. We are just natives, whether born here or you naturalized here, whatever. We can use these terms. If you use those terms, you're considered to be one. So I would have that information in there. I would have a picture of myself, maybe even one as a child, maybe then having another one as a grown adult. I would probably put my fingerprints, maybe a toe print on there. Kind of feet are too big for, but if you want to put your footprint on there, go ahead. But I would have living information. I would have information as far as what I was when I was born, and then I would have where I'm at right now. I would call this a living document, meaning if I need to update it and change it, I would create or have a family seal. I would put my family seal on there, family crest. I would have, I would not have, if I had an address on there, I would name my house like mine is named Lovitica. I would not use the zip code. I would, if I abbreviated the state, I would use the 3-letter abbreviation, not the 2-letter. 3 is for the republic, 2 is for the corporation. But I would call it, I would say like Arkansas, Republic of Arkansas or Arkansas Republic. And then I would put either without the US or I'd put USA or America behind it. I would just call it America. And I probably would take a hair sample and make sure I get the whole thing laminated. So I have the hair sample underneath there. Some people have gone as far as to take a drip of blood and bleed on the document or prick their thumb and put a bloody thumbprint on there, touching their name, okay, for the unity. Some people will autograph it in a different color, like red or purple. Red representing the red ruddy sand or red ruddy land upon which the living man who bleeds red stands. Purple represents royalty. Blue represents maritime, meaning you're in the water, but you're not their property, meaning you sail your own ship. Black obviously is theirs. Gold is divinity. I believe green represents natural nature, meaning you're basically not tied or associated with anything. And silver, I think, represents also a land claim and to a level of worth. That's why, silver born with a silver spoon in your mouth. But anyway, so I would, choose your color for whatever you want, have your family crest. You can do any of those variations you want. Now, some people have gone as far as to then go to get, like dental records. Okay, because that's living information. Some people have gone as far as to go to their doctor and create this. Now, if I do this or when I do this, I probably will at some point, just because I want it. But they've gone to their doctor and wrote up a statement or had their doctor write up a statement basically stating that, yes, this person is alive and they're living. And, you can talk that over with your doctor and just have them sign off on it. Because, I mean, your original certificate of live birth and your heirloom one, they did the same thing, right? What I noticed on the ones issued from the state, unless they're the certified copy, which you don't have to get authenticated because it has living information on there, the birth certificate doesn't have that information on there. Oh, that's right, because they're creating a legal person. because they didn't actually birth and create you. They created a legal person who happens to have the same name spelled as you, but it's an all capitalized format, which is typography, meaning it looks different, therefore it is different, which under UCC 1-201 definitions underneath the word conspicuous format, which applies to the state level, would then signify that as contractual and commercial. And then also in Black Law's dictionary, which they do use underneath what would be known as legal style, it's underneath capitis demutio maxima, which is Latin for capitis, to capitalize, capitis to gain income or make money on, demutio to diminish, and maximum to diminish, so to maximize. So raising the lettering of my name is making money off of me, and it is a diminishment to the maximum of my rights, liberties, and freedoms under the Constitution, which then makes me a resident. Oh, I'm sorry, resident. Sounds better that way, doesn't it? From the Constitution of the United States of America to the corporation as a federalized U.S. citizen, party to the state's codes. And then that's why they told me I need to go home and get that piece of mail with my name in all capitalized letters, and the zip code and 2-digit abbreviation, something like a bill, to then prove residency, residency, resided and enter, huh, Anyway, I digress. So with that being said, I would go and then get a doctor's autograph on your master document. I would have at least 3. I would make at least 3. Other than that, if you guys can think of any other living, non-weird or perverted living facts, data, information, material that you can put onto your document and get it laminated. Oh, and you'd want to get it notarized. Okay. So your part in there, and where you would be, I, under, the power of God invested in me, et cetera, blah, 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 have your statement down there, get it notarized. Now, do you have to get it notarized? No. What I would also add to that to make it even more powerful is I would have multiple friends, family, especially a mom, a dad, any living relative that's older than you who can vouch or who was there when you were born, or somebody who's your friend now, put it down, mother, friend of 50 years, get at least 3 of them on there, because that is the perfecta. Okay. It's the triangle, perfection. You've perfected your document. See, the reason why I say it like that is because if you have one person, you against somebody else can be argued. Secondary witness, or even a third, or however many you want to put on there, that becomes a fact, because they're going to look at it as one person's claim against 4 other people isn't going to hold up, but 4 people's claim against one, that's going to hold up. All right, you've perfected it. So that's how I would put the whole document together. Now, they may optionally, they may or may not do this. They should, but you can take one of your documents and get it apostilled or apostilled, however you want to say the word. What does that actually do? Like, Wolf, we've heard you say that before. That's the opposite of authenticate. Yeah, because authenticate means to bring it into the free world. Now, unfortunately, for those people who don't know this, the United States of America has been pulled into the Hague jurisdiction. So if you want your document recognized in their commercial jurisdictions, America used to be, well, on paper, on the paper level for corporate things, that part of our nation has gone Hague. various sections of America are still in the authentic. So authentic means non-Hague. Hague means the federal paper corporate level. Okay. Yeah, no, it gets a little weird. They're tied at the hip. It's like having two Siamese people, two separate upper bodies and joined at the waist area. One's good and loves you, and the other one doesn't care for you at all and wants to use you. It's like, well, they make it hard to deal with that. So you could, yes, bring one of your copies into their jurisdiction by having it apostille or apostled. You don't have to, but you could send a copy to the vital statistics. Probably won't get it back. You could get it transmuted by sending it to the state and getting a birth certificate. But why would you do that? Why would you want to give them another private document for them to issue another birth certificate? Just use what you have. So I wouldn't do that part. But anything you guys can think of to create your own document as well, you can create your own ID. Now, we've already talked about making your ID and going to custom ID, or is no idcreator.com and creating your own ID with your own private name. Now, remember that name and that ID will not work at a normal official place like a bank or whatever else, unless you do a name change. All right. So, but we're going to work on some more of the name change videos as we come, once again, and how to do it the private way without needing them, because there's no law that says you cannot change your name privately. However, if you want to get to recognize it in the public, that's usually when they want you to do a court thing. Well, there's got to be a way of doing your own private name change and getting it done, with, let's say, for the passport. Why? Because if you can do a name change with the passport, you would then have separated yourself, as which is the reverse of what they've done. You could still have your public name, but then you'd have your private name with the government and so recognized. That is the ultimate, one of the ultimate ways to separate the straw man, which should be what everyone's trying to do. So for anybody out there who's already done a private way of name change with the passport, let me know. Matter of fact, any good tips, tricks, or techniques that you guys have used out there or remedy, let me know. Contact me, but make sure it's nothing that's going to get you or anybody else in trouble. It's not something, whatever else. But so we have some things in the works. We just have to make sure thing, that works for and it's consistent before, putting it out there, because you need to be responsible about what you do and what you share out there. So we do know that they will recognize your name change on the federal level for a passport if you have 5 years of documentary evidence, such as mail, I think it's a DS-60, sworn statements, Amazon, all these places where you've been using. So though this bit may not help you today, the game is afoot. Start building your paper trail of using your private name. Change over your electric bill, change over your credit card or a credit card, a debit, add your private name to a debit card or an additional credit card as an additional user and start using it. Keep a paper trail, keep track of it, and then you will be able to use that method to change your name on just your passport. So with that being said, once again, guys, use all the information you guys have as far as living, okay, to make your document of nativity. And also look at things like, instead of calling it a date of birth, call it a date of nativity or creation date or soul transmutation event. Now, why do we do that? Because when we can get away from using their official words, then we're going back to being natives or savages, whatever, however you want to look at it. Okay, and so don't let them make you think that the word savage means that you are just this unruly beast. That's their definition of it in their dictionary. Why don't you go talk to some Native Americans about being called savage and see what they have to say? I'm just saying. So that's it, guys. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video and learned some stuff. Oh, and to the people out there who are like on TikTok last night, I was enjoying, I clicked into their conversations. And some people recognize who I was in there. I do from time to time stop into various people's groups and Facebook chats. Most people don't know it's me. I use different names. I've had many names. Just so that when I'm not bugged and I don't want to take away any heat from the person who's the facilitator. It's just remarkable that since I've begun this quest at age 9 to see people passionate about their rights, freedoms, and liberties, and they're taking them back, and the word is spreading. The bell has been rung, and that which has been heard cannot be unheard. I do believe I quoted from George Bush Sr. He said, when the American people find out what we have done to them, they're going to tar and feather us. I wonder why so many people are leaving office. I wonder why they're effectively trying to give us all the crazy stuff that we've asked for in the past, and now they're giving it to us. Some people have said that an old tiger, is most dangerous before its demise. Some people call that tiger a paper dragon. Paper dragon means it looks scary on paper, but not so much in the real world. Remember, they have to convert from the paper world to the real world. And as many, why do you know what? I'll finish this conversation on the Badwolf Media channel. So check me out over there, guys, because it's going to be some fire. You guys think this is good? Oh, we got some goodies over there. Talk to you guys later. Thank you for support. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week. And be positive, be enlightened, be blessed. I wish nothing but positive energy for all the people out there. So, may all the people who wish me positive energy and health and life and love and finance and whatever else to be protected, I wish it back to you guys 100-fold. And to anything else people wish on me, all I wish is that you receive it back. So, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day, guys, and enjoy it. Peace.